Afternoon all, happy Saturday. So yeah, moving on to the Senke. What you see in front of you here is me drinking my tea. Is the clutch lever, which I've bodged back together as a temporary measure just while I'm fixing it, and I'll order a new one. This is by no means roadworthy and dangerous, but I was just trying to get the mechanism back together so I can work out why this isn't starting. So if you can see, so what I have here, I do have a voltmeter and all of that, but I don't really know how to use it, and it leaves me a little bit perplexed. So what, the kids have got all sorts of stuff at home, with all the homeschooling and everything else. A little home electronics kit, simple circuit, battery, bulb, simple circuit all the way through. So when the circuit's complete, lights on. So if you look at the lever's normally on like that, obviously, left hand side. The switch is underneath. I've managed to dig out the manual. You do need to pull the clutch to start this bike. There is a small connector and a switch that comes out the other side into the blank plate. So when it's closed, blank plate pushes it in. Now I think there should, I know there should be out the middle of there a little protruding switch like that. Obviously when it's closed and that light is off. When it's open, that comes out and off you go. Now if you can see, there is no protrusion there at all. It's been snapped off at some point, and it has got, so if I push it in, bulb goes out. If I coax it back out, which I am trying to do, I get, or at least I got, a circuit. Oops, and that's where it gets flipped in and doesn't work at all. So when I get a circuit, it should do that. See the little light coming on? And if you can see in there, a little switch just gets knocked back in and doesn't want to come out. Now I think that is at least contributing to why it hasn't worked. So when I get a half decent connection, I get a light on, and this makes no difference. So what does that mean to me? That means to me, I think, that I can complete the circuit on the bike by just bridging it for now, which is what I've attempted to do, and just spare bit of wire in, and it should block it up. Now I do know that, let's check if I've got power. Yep. Now I do know that that is not doing anything. However, I think that's one of the big contributing reasons. Now what I have managed is the starter solenoid on the other side wasn't in properly, because it looks like someone's been tinkering. And if I can just chuck you down like that. Now if I bridge it, screwdriver across both sides of the solenoid, which isn't great practice. Get it trying, which is comforting. So to me, what does that mean? That either means there's some kind of immobiliser going on, which with this strange alarm is entirely possible. Strange alarm and fucking loud one. I'm not going to push it, it's just going to annoy neighbours. But I'm still getting nothing from the start switch. So I'm going to check the side stand. The fact that I'm getting a turnover at all makes me feel good. So it's whip what's left of the tank off, already undone the bolts, and then see what it looks like from the inside. I'm probably going to clean the carb out. Well, I am going to clean the carb out, just from what he was saying. That sounds like at least part of the issue. I might have to go and get some fuel. I don't think I've got any left. Yeah, I might have to go grab some fuel, chuck it on a bulb, see if I can start it straight off the solenoid. What I'm also going to do is have a look at the side stand switch, which is also a bit dodgy. What can you see there? What are you looking at? The wrong bit. There we go, that's the side stand. So put the side stand down. you can see there's the switch there. Now it's supposed to be, it's like a notch a little bit higher, so I think that's moved at some stage, and it keeps yanking the cable every time that goes. So I think, I'm having a good guess that wherever that joins, which I should get a better look at once I've got the tank off and everything else, I think it's probably just yanked the wiring for the side stand cut-off switch, probably at source, and pulled something, or pulled something out, so it's not acknowledging whether or not the side stand's up or down, but we shall see. Right, first things first, tank off, and let's see what it looks like. Oh, on the inside. Shall I film it? Yeah, why not? Let me get you set up. Okay, so air filter off, absolutely nothing wrong with that, nice and clean, no rips, a little bit of muck, that's fine, nice and clean on the inside, so no dramas with that. So now I'm going to strip that back so I can get the carb out, and we'll give that a go. Cool, be right back. Okay, so carb off. First minor issue is the drain is pretty well wedged in. I might have to try some release spray or something, but that's pretty much caved in. The float valve, the float bolt, sorry, seems okay. Let's check your angle, that looks okay. We'll go for a little bit of a live view as to what this looks like. I've got a massive light upstairs. I might have to bring that down here because as much as I can see fine, I'm not entirely sure you can. Right, 3 volt valves. Let's just see if this gasket has survived and how minging it is in here. That don't look bad at all, actually. Gasket looks fine as well. Float height looks fine. Right screwdriver. I was kind of hoping that this would be caked because it would explain a lot. Not sure if this is supposed to come out as a one-er or as a two-part. No, it's a two-part. Where's my tiny spanner? Great, someone's fucking waded that in. There's a 95 in there. Mole grip actions, see if I can get that out. Be a good indicator that it might be a bit blocked if it is that wedged in. Try to be clever and keep that in there, it's not really working. Jesus, who's put this in? Right. It looks clean as a whistle, but it is fairly well jammed in there. Where's my carb cleaner? passing straight through, so I'm less concerned about that. Says, however, if that's been waded in with quite so much enthusiasm, what's the idle like? Actually not too bad. Again, pretty clean. It's not. I can't. Well, I can see through it, but barely. And back in the room. I'm back in the room again. Yeah, apologies for that. Real life getting in the way. So that's nice and clean now. Yeah, so that's nice and clean. That is 32 nat for future reference. 32. Just slide that back in. In fact, what I didn't do before I slide that back in is I haven't. I could do with not breaking this because I don't really want to replace it. So what I'm going to do is just whip that back out. Just give this a good douse out while I've got it open, and the grand principle that if I do it right once I won't have to do it again. The principle I'm not very good at, the light is shocking. Right, I'm going to go get that other light. I'm not sure how much better that is, but we will see. Right, it's a little bit cruddy under that. So let's see if I can coax the float valve out. There has been water in this thing. I don't think that's my car cleaner because I don't think it does that to fuel. That might be the cause of some of the issues then. It's got waterlogged at some point. Probably. Let's give it a bit of a douse out. While it's off, try and do the right thing while it's off. Don't look too bad otherwise. But while it's there, let's give it a go. I can't see where that choke cable. Yes I can. That's where the choke goes. So yeah, that's just the air. So you can either do it on a flick of a switch or on the choke cable puller. Which seems a bit nugatory to me, but hey. Okay, that makes sense. Don't like having spare bits that I don't understand on a bike. So that makes some sense. Let's give the whole thing a bit of a douse while we're here. Make it look pretty. generally not too fussed on what the outside of carbs look like, but I know some people are, so just give it a bit of a dose while I can. Well, I could do it on the bike, but it's a lot harder. Right, looking down at all the edges, and it all looks fine. Yeah. Right, so that's cleaner. Just how's that the way it was? I haven't really had a decent look in the bowl yet. How's that? Yeah, you get any light in on that? Not particularly. There we go. Not too bad. Say that it could be better, so a bit of a squirt out. Yeah, that's cleaner. There's a few little bits in here kicking around, but I don't think anything that should stop it doing what it's trying to do. I'm sure it is electrics, and I'm sure it's that bottom side stand and the handlebar and the clutch as well, and a combination of the two probably confused the previous owner to the point where he didn't know what it was and assumed it was the starter solenoid. Now I don't know by bridging it whether or not that proves the starter solenoid is working or not. I mean, please feel free to comment for those that know better. There will be those that know better and don't claim to be anything like the be all end all, and I've not been doing this for long. Logically, to me, I would say it's working okay, and it's something else. I don't think it's the starter motor, because you can hear it trying. So yeah, I'm reasonably confident at this stage that solenoid's fine, and there's just something else doing it. So I'm going to pull this back together. I'm going to chuck some fuel in a auxiliary tank rather than put the whole tank back on, and then basically see what happens. I need some fuel. Yeah, then I think what I'm going to do is, what am I going to do? I think what I'm going to do is whip off the spark plug, try and turn it. No, before I do that, I'm just going to go through the bike with a load of contact cleaner, because if this has had water in it, it's probably been stored outside, which means that it's entirely possible there is just a cruddy connection somewhere. Yeah, I'm going to try that first, then I will move on to the sparks and all of that. I mean, trying to start it on the bridging the solenoid, it makes the right noises, so it sounds to me like there's enough compression in that little engine to get it going. I haven't looked up what the float height should be, but fundamentally that's moving quite unimpeded, so I'm not overly concerned at this stage until it starts pissing with fuel at some latter point. That gasket still has a fair amount of relief in it, and it went back on, which is one of the major bonuses. It seems to seat quite nicely. Well, it seems really strange just dealing with one carb rather than several, but hey, that's why I'm doing this. It's all part of the learning. Right, air fuel mix screw. Hang on, let me have a look at that. I'm booming ahead here. I've not looked at the air fuel screw at all. which is, oh, yeah, okay, let me do it now. Right, so just for, so that's in 1 or half, 1, half, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, yeah, 4 bangers. Oops. You don't want to be trashing stuff. So that was set on 4. Needle's fine, a little bit mucky. That looks fairly new in there actually. Oh, look at that, that's, yeah, not bothered about that. Not bothered at all. It looks nice and clear in there as well. The washer inside is shiny silver, so I think that's relatively new, or certainly untarnished. So that's in half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4. Chuck this bad boy back on. Let me just, slightly paranoid about pinching gaskets because I've done that recently. No, that looks fine. Yeah, I had a tiny leak on the eliminator for exactly the same reason. I just pinched the edge of a sodding gasket. It took me ages to find it. But hey, that's the way it goes. Right, so I think that is one hunky-dory carb. So I'm going to chuck that back on the bike, then disappear to go get some fuel, I think. Yeah, go get some fuel, chuck the fuel down it, see if I get anything. I'm not expecting to until I've had a look at that bottom piece, the side stand switch. Cool, catch you in a bit. Right, so some contact stuff around. It hasn't killed the ignition not working piece. Oh, Jesus. Need to have some fuel. This is a bit of a crap one. The carpet is wide open. I can't remember which way that was. Let's go for the middle setting on the choke. Too bad. Quite happy with that. sorted. Let's see how it goes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the ability to change gears would be good. I'm happy with that. Let's see if I can make lightning strike twice. Okay, so I worked out why I couldn't get it to start again. Because I left the kill switch on. It's stupid. Wonder if it's the alarm that's stopping it. So I'm starting to wonder if it's the alarm that's clocking it out. Don't know. I'll carry on going with the what's that? Actually, I might just burn off the last of that fuel. Yeah, I'll carry on going with the contact cleaning. Don't think it's anything has gone within the actual ignition itself. Difficult to tell because you can't really get a clear indication. But it's the bits that do me is if you do the unlock button on this. It's not doing it now, damn it. I've got a secondary click afterwards. You obviously get the click. I've taken the alarm out. I've taken the volume out, volume speaker out because it's just ridiculously freaking loud. Good, that's what it's there for, I suppose. But I've just taken that out because it's pissing me off. If I do try again, see it's cooling down so you can hear it clicking. But let's try this. So it's the unlock. Me, it stopped doing it now. Pain in the arse. I've got a secondary click afterwards. Let's try and click it, see what that does. I'm going to give that a go. Right, slightly weird one there. We tugged away all of the green tape that was wrapped around here. There's obviously been some home electronics done at some stage or another. I have no idea what. Which is slightly concerning. We'll see. But the bit that's done me is, oh, bugger me. I have no idea what I've done there. Not the foggiest. I let it run for a couple of minutes. I'm just going to stick you up there and I'm going to put some more fuel in it. I let it run for a couple more minutes and tried flicking the switch a few times. And yeah, I was trying the button. I was trying the magic noise button, and I could hear a relay clicking while it was running, which I thought was a bit strange. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I could hear a relay clicking. So I tried turning it off, tried turning it on. Thought I'd give the button a go. I won't leave you up there because you'll vibrate. Oh, no, it's not working again. How weird's that? there is a loose connection somewhere, because that's just trying to turn over then. Where's the relay for this? So that is the starter solenoid that's ticking. There is a loose connection in that bundle, has to be. Let me do some more investigating. Side stand down. Oh. Doesn't do anything either, still trying. That is perplexing. Still got power. It's horny, flashy. Interesting. I'm going to have another look. Right, so I think that's me for the day. A successful, if slightly perplexing day, and I am confused. I'm glad I'm videoing it, because I am going to be going back over to work out. Just give me a second. What I've done. And what I haven't done. Just unplug in the alarm, because I think I ran it without the alarm. So I'll work out exactly what I did and what I've done and how I've done it. I'm getting a solenoid click now, which is good. Doesn't make any difference if I've got stand up or anything like that. Stand down, which is a little bit strange. Tomorrow's job is to have a good look at that wiring and tidy up any of the dodginess, which confuses me as to why you'd need to be dodgy, but hey. Yeah, there's lots of 2-to-1s. I don't quite get what they've done. Hey, 3-to-1 there. Yeah, so I'm going to tidy up that, because I'm sure there's something going on there, because it's just inconsistent now, which is really strange. Feels like there's an immobiliser function from this. Must be, because it's. Let me give another go. But so there's some functionality right now. Let's see if it'll do it now. So if I unlock. There you go. It gives that second click afterwards. So I don't know whether or not you. That's the antenna, because it's range, isn't it? I don't know whether or not you unlock it and you have a certain period of which you can do it. What was that? I might actually see if I can look this up. So that's a NRG 3A3604. Yeah, that's just a speaker. I've got a very loud loudspeaker. Yeah, I'm sure there's some sort of immobiliser functionality that's kicking out here, because I'm still getting that on the now that's weird. Now can't turn it off. So that should be on. The key doesn't come out. Now I can't turn it off, which is very strange indeed. There's some wiring fucking weirdness going on around here. Yeah, I'm no electrician, but that shouldn't happen. That's proper weird. Because it's just been hot wired at some stage. I haven't changed anything, have we? Hang on. Bloody hell, that's got an automatic start. No, that's all it is, pissing around with the buttons. So that is an ignition button. So you can start it when you're not on it. That's rather funky. Why the fuck you'd want that on a motorbike, I'm not entirely sure. Alarm? Yeah. Don't want that. Let's lock it. Let's unlock it. So it's now unlocked. That's now on. So I've got a little zappy button that turns the bike on when you're not sat on it. How fucking strange is that? So that could theoretically now be, which is probably why they've had to do that pissing around with the wiring to allow that to. Oh, there's some clever people about, cleverer than me. Right, tomorrow's business. Let's just let that turn itself off. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm going to piss around with the wiring because I think there's something loose up there. Cool. Catch you tomorrow.